You're watching Coast Life, and we'd like to congratulate Corporal Sydney Findley, who retired from the Ocean City Police Department this week after 28 years of service. Corporal Findley has been described as, quote, the epitome of what it means to be Ocean City's finest. But his career in protecting and serving is not over quite yet, as he will now work as a Somerset County deputy. We wish him the best and thank Corporal Findley for his service. Now, let's throw it back to when Paige and I had the honor of hanging out with the other members of the OCPD of a different kind.
If these horses look maybe a little familiar to you, they should. These are not your average horses that you see on a farm. Leah, these are actually members of Ocean City Police.
That's right.
So interesting, and we got the chance to meet them. They're so cool. It's a really exciting opportunity we had to get behind the scenes and introduce you now to the horses on the Ocean City Mounted Unit. Corporal Matthew Foreman has been with Ocean City Police since 2002, starting as a seasonal officer in college, and since then.
Been everywhere from detectives to patrol to our booking facility, and now I'm a corporal on patrol in charge of the Ocean City Police Mounted Unit.
You may think he joined because of his experience with horses, but that isn't necessarily the case.
So horses are kind of like children or adolescents. They always like to play games, and they have great personalities. When I came into the unit and took over the unit in 2021, Moose was already a part of the mounting unit, and he became my horse through training along with Benson, taught me how to ride. I didn't know how to ride a horse at that point, and there was a lot of times where I thought I was going to fall off when we're doing things, and luckily Moose would shift and catch me, and I, was thankful for that.
In fact, most of the officers we spoke to hadn't ridden a horse prior to this job.
I've always been interested in horses, but I've never had the opportunity to actually work with them. The position became available, and I thought to myself, what better way to work with animals and interact with the community than on horseback.
Between training, being on patrol, and taking care of the horses, it is a 24/7 job. Training for the mounted unit means the officers have to get comfortable with the horse, riding it, even pulling their weapon while riding.
So if you haven't had any riding experience like me, first you start with the basics, just how to act and behave around a horse, and then how to ride a horse. And then once you kind of get a firm grip on that, you learn how to do your job. So not only are you doing police work, trying to enforce the law, keep people safe, keep your other officers safe, but you're also trying to navigate a horse through a crowd of around 100 people, your friends, and not only keep them safe, but also keep yourself and your horse safe.
Storm is not as reliable in a sense of he's always going to do the same thing. So a car you get in, you have your system, and every day is pretty much the same. With a horse, they have their own temperaments, and they're going to react to things differently each time they see them. So you always have to be prepared for the unexpected.
And these officers even take care of the horses while they're in the stables. I asked who cleans up after them. Yep, they even scoop what's left behind in the stables, if you know what I mean. But it all goes into building a strong relationship with the horses. And of course, the horses put a lot of work in too. They're trained while they're young, and when they're ready, they join police departments like OCPD.
We've been around since 1989, and like you said, we're one of three in the state of Maryland, which is an honor, and we always want to keep it going and be out there and be seen as much as possible.
Leah, if you couldn't tell, you guys, we had such a blast.
Yes, and the relationship between, the officer and the horse is also really special.
So special. All these horses have such unique personalities. Yes. That was one thing they learned. Leah, one of them thought you were a snack.
Yes, and the other one liked to eat all the snacks. So there were lots of interesting personalities with the horses, but a really beautiful bond.
Definitely a beautiful bond, and that's why we're not done telling you about the Ocean City Police Mounted Unit just yet. Coming up after this break, we're going to really get into those personalities and why the officers who ride these horses, why they just love this job so much. So all that's coming in just a moment.
So typically on the boardwalk, when we stop, we'll allow people to come up and pet the horses and ask us questions. But typically if we're on a scene, we tell them to stay back a certain amount of feet, we'll point them to a bench or wherever they need to stand, just that way they don't interfere with the horses.
And just like all of us, they sometimes need to relax and be by themselves. They also enjoy a good snack.
Like I said, Benson, he's kind of set in his ways. He loves to eat. So as you're walking around, he's always looking for his next snack. He'll bite at any branch or bush he can find. He's also been known to snack somebody's hamburger bun off their plate as you're walking down the boardwalk. Not only learning how to ride a horse, but just developing like a relationship with all the horses. I primarily ride Benson here, and he's got his ways about him because he's the oldest horse here. But they're all unique in their own way, and it's just kind of great getting to learn all their little quirks.
Every night on the horse is just it's a fun night in Ocean City to see it on the boardwalk and to be there, a part of the crowds, and see the families and the positive interactions.
By the end of the time at our stables, they were itching to get outside and play before another day of some hard work. Leah, that was such a fun day. It was so cold when we were there, but we didn't even mind. It was just so fun hanging out with the horses. Did you have a favorite part?
I mean, I loved getting to feed them snacks, but I also thought what was really interesting, like you don't realize how strong they are. I mean, you do because of their size, but like I was standing out there, and when we let them into the pen and they just started running, like you can hear the thundering of the hooves, and you're just like, that is a big, strong animal.
Yes, definitely. It was fun seeing them out of their work environment, just seeing them have fun and play with each other and constantly try to eat Leah's jacket. That was maybe my favorite part. You were a trooper, but definitely. So make sure if you see them out on the boardwalk this summer, give your space, gently approach, make sure it's okay, but definitely say hi, because as you just heard, all those officers love the community interaction. It means a lot to them.